Somebody wants to know what type of lawyer helps with the beneficiary's standpoint under an estate. Her husband is one of 6 inheriting from their parents' irrevocable trust, and it's been 2 years with nothing dispersed. Some tidbits about this in just a second. Before we get there, I'd like you to think about a friend who's struggling with a what-if scenario. Maybe they too are a beneficiary under an estate that's taking a long time. But you shared our videos and it made things a little easier for them. We would appreciate it, as will your friend. I'm Valerie Zammitti, an estate planning attorney in New York and New Jersey, and we're here to educate everyone for free. So please drop us your questions, and hopefully together we're going to help some folks along the way. Now, while representation of a beneficiary does not necessarily need to lead to litigation, it doesn't have to end up in court with a back and forth. I do believe it's best to seek advice from an estate litigator, though, in case that it does. Typically, if you're considering needing advice for this purpose, it's because something is askew enough to warrant outside involvement, and you haven't been able to resolve it, personally with the individual who's been designated via the trust or what have you. But I will say these few points. One, an administration does normally take 18 months to 2 years, even with the assistance of counsel representing the estate. However, during that time, if the circumstances permit, there's often a case where we can make a partial distribution within that time frame before it's, the entire administration is concluded. So take that as you will, given your circumstance. It doesn't always happen, because if most of the assets are tied up in real estate that's difficult to sell, or it's not best in the market, or whatever have you, there can be some situations where it makes it more difficult to do so. But in most circumstances, there's a potential to have at least a partial distribution within that time frame, even though an administration can take 18 months to 2 years on average. If there is an attorney involved who's helping the estate, you can ask them directly as a beneficiary to give you an update, perhaps a current, what we call informal accounting, right? You're not looking for them to maybe post all the formal paperwork that a court would want to see, but all the assets that were there at the passing of your loved one, any transactions that have happened subsequent, and where the balances are now in the assets. That should be sort of a minimal for a beneficiary to obtain. If you don't have any luck getting this information from either counsel or the person directly, then you may want to seek estate litigation assistance so that they can file an application with the court to get greater clarity about what's going on in the administration, and to see that it's being handled properly. And keep in mind that although a trust itself doesn't necessarily go through the probate court, it doesn't mean an application can't be made when there's a decedent's administration ongoing and assets existing. So, but remember, not all attorneys do estate litigation. In fact, my firm does not. We do a lot of preparation and hopefully avoiding that down the line, but you have to seek that out specifically. We hope you've learned something new here today and that you choose to share. And as always, please take care.